Ilia Topuria talked so much trash that the entire Russian MMA scene is coming for his neck. This time, it was Petr Yan who joined the wave of criticism. What started as tension with Team Khabib and the Dagestani circle has now spread like wildfire. First it was Islam, Umar, Shara, and others sending jabs and threats in interviews. Now even Petr Yan has joined the movement, and it's no secret given the deep-rooted tension between Georgians and Russians. It's not that surprising this rivalry has turned personal. Fresh off a dominant win over Marcus McGee, Petr sat down with Ushataika and didn't hold back when Topuria's name came up. Yan acknowledged Ilia's boxing is decent, but quickly dismissed the idea that it's elite. He even went as far as to say that Ilia's hands wouldn't hold up against any of Russia's true boxing talents, the kind who've earned the title of Master of Sport. It is worth mentioning that Yan himself is a Master of Sport in boxing. He also downplayed Topuria's win over Holloway, saying Max simply got tired and couldn't manage the distance anymore. Not that Ilia outclassed him. And when asked about a hypothetical fight at 145 with Topuria, Yan didn't bite directly, but he made it crystal clear he believes his boxing beats anyone. Let's dive into what Petr had to say. Ilia's boxing is decent at best. He clearly understands the fundamentals, but he's nowhere near elite level. You have to consider the opposition too. Take his win over Max Holloway. He backed him up to the cage and finished him, sure. But the real reason was Max getting tired and unable to maintain distance. He couldn't stay in his ideal range anymore, couldn't stay mobile, and wasn't able to implement his usual rhythm. With the right preparation, Max can beat Topuria, I am sure. You asked about a potential fight between me and Ilia. I'm not a fan of these hypothetical fantasy matchups. There's no real value in them, but I always believe I can beat anyone. In a recent interview with Submission Radio, number 6 ranked lightweight contender Dan Hooker just dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. While the MMA world has been expecting Ilia Topuria to defend his title against Paddy Pimblett, Hooker claims that's not the plan at all. According to Dan, El Matador is set to fight Justin Gaethje next in his first title defense. And that's not all. Hooker went on to lay out what sounds like the UFC's entire lightweight roadmap. He says Max Holloway will rematch Charles Oliveira, and that Arman Tsarukyan is the only top contender currently without a dance partner, and that's exactly why Hooker is calling Arman out. The Hangman has also made it clear he's operating on a whole different level now. He recently signed with a new manager, someone he described as elite, someone who's promised to help him finally make a proper climb through the rankings. According to Hooker, this manager has already helped him clean up the way he approaches his career, saying he's done doing, unquote, dumb shit. And considering how specific Hooker's info was during the interview, it really sounds like his new manager has some serious inside connections. Whether or not this full lineup actually plays out the way Dan described, one thing is certain, Hooker's got his eye on Arman Tsarukyan, and he's ready to make a real run.
Gaethje will fight for the title, and they're gonna do Holloway Oliveira. They're gonna do Gaethje for the title, and then that leaves with my man Arman. That's the fight I want. That's the fight that makes sense. They've told him one more. He's turned down Gamrot, who's ranked one before me. Like, let's be honest. Like, the guy's a walking bag of sand, but he is a very good fighter. And now all those big name guys they've got a good excuse to not fight him. You know, like Ilia said, he's not gonna fight him. He's stuck fighting me, brother. He's got to fight me to get back in the mix and to get a title shot, and that's always the fight I want. And not because he's a prick and I hate him, but because I genuinely think that he's the hardest fight, and all those big name guys have like an excuse to not fight him.
Jiri Prochazka is officially set to back up the UFC 320 main event between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. The former light heavyweight champ will be on standby in case either man pulls out of the title rematch, and it's a smart move by the UFC, especially since Jiri's already fighting on the same card. His team confirmed the news to MMA Fighting, locking him in as the emergency title fight replacement. The only catch? Jiri will have to make championship weight, 205 on the dot, since his originally scheduled fight with Khalil Roundtree is a non-title bout that normally allows a 1-pound cushion. And speaking of Khalil, Jiri had some thoughts. He wasn't impressed with Khalil's performance against Jamal Hill, calling it too hesitant and saying Roundtree didn't really try to finish the fight. Still, Prochazka did give Khalil credit for staying patient and composed. Either way, their fight is now a legit title eliminator, with the winner next in line unless Jiri ends up stepping in for the belt on fight night. This whole setup just adds even more fire to UFC 320. Pereira Ankalaev 2 for the gold, Jiri and Roundtree for the title eliminator, and the possibility of a last-minute twist if someone pulls out. The light heavyweight division is getting wild again.
I love the fact that your fight is on the same card as theirs. Has there been any indication if for whatever reason, if Pereira can't fight, you know, they always have a backup fighter. I would imagine either you or Roundtree get the call. Is it you?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you'll be the backup.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that
was the deal with UFC. Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Bisping just dropped his breakdown of Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane, Aspinall's first defense as the undisputed heavyweight champion. And yeah, while the hype isn't exactly off the charts because everyone wanted the John Jones fight, this matchup with Gane is still a high-level dangerous test. On the feet, Ciryl might be the slickest striker in the division. His movement, his distance management, and especially his defense. Gane is hard to touch, and Bisping pointed that out clearly in his latest YouTube podcast. He even said Gane may be slicker than Aspinall when it comes to striking, which makes this interesting. But Bisping believes Aspinall can still knock him out, no doubt. The power advantage and killer instinct are real, and that's where the game plan comes in. Bisping believes Tom's path to victory is on the ground. Cyryl's biggest weakness, his ground game, has been exposed before. And if Aspinall's smart, he'll use his speed and wrestling to drag this fight down and dominate. Because if there's one place Gane has struggled, it's when he's flat on his back with a monster on top of him.
Well, in terms of the matchup, they're both big men, similar sizes. They're both athletic, very athletic. They're fast, the pair of them. They're both very coordinated. I think if I had to give an advantage to Ciryl, it'd be in the, you know, maybe in the movement. Maybe he's a little slicker on the feet, but he's not as powerful as Tom, and Tom's certainly slick as we know. But the wrestling, the grappling side of things, it's not even a conversation. It's not a conversation. So. Tom should be able to take him down if he chooses to. So if Ciryl Gane isn't training in Dagestan for 2-3 months, years, days, weeks,
or
whatever,
Arkansas,
Tom's probably got bigger power. Tom might just knock him out on his feet as well. And I'm not saying that Ciryl can't be a force and Ciryl can't compete and Ciryl can't surprise us all, because he can. And Tom knows that. That's why he'll train accordingly.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.